community engagements. The event was also designed to inspire spiritual growth and offer practical lessons for everyday living. Participants, including students and residents of the community, actively engage in the Quranic recitation sessions, showcasing their knowledge and devotion. The organizers describe the event as inspiring, emphasizing its role in strengthening their faith and fostering a sense of togetherness.
We have already started this for the past 10 years, and it's an initiative that has come for a long time from me alone, and after in cooperation with other people from the Jama and the community. That is to say, how can we cajole our little ones to see that they are able to learn the Quran through the little age, and how they can also go with it in the higher level. With that cooperation, people come together and try to take the date of New Year's Day.
Speaking at the event, one of the scholars, Sheikh Abubakar Dumbia, highlighted the importance of educating young people about the Quran, saying it plays a critical role in shaping moral values and creating a peaceful society.
So the Quran is the most powerful constitution we are giving. But today, most of we will not be able to get. Most of we know the importance of what we are giving. And when somebody gets something value, you not sabi the value of what you get to the careless. When somebody gets something weighty, you don't know the weight of what you get to the neglect. To the mayor of we the Muslims here, we the pray. We the pray 5 daily prayer. We the manage for pray. We the manage for do other good them. But the value of what you God give over the Quran, you don't get time for that.
Community leaders praised the initiative, commending the Jamil Quranic School for organizing such an important program. They call for similar events to promote understanding and unity within the community. The day was also an opportunity for networking and fostering unity within the Muslim community in that part of the country. For Slbc News in Freetown, Estanene Kamara reporting.
And our former army officer and Sierra Leone philanthropist based in the US, David Bangura, has embarked on a working visit to the Black Old Road at Slbc to observe first-hand progress of developmental initiatives he has been supporting over the years. Esther Bassi went along with the team.
Accompanied by former Member of Parliament for Constituency 121, Honorable Abdul Minur Lansana, philanthropist David Bangura toured various parts of the community on a mission to connect with the residents and assess ongoing projects aimed at uplifting the area. His contributions have significantly impacted key development areas, including infrastructure, education, and community services. David Bangura expressed his deep commitment to improving the lives of the people in Slbc.
My vision for the community is to walk on the road, improve on the water system, which might be water purification, because I have a knowledge in that, and constant electricity, and a school system, a better school system, because education is the way of life in our society.
Over the coming weeks, Bangura and his team of supporters plan to distribute essential school learning materials to surrounding schools in the community. This initiative is part of his broader vision to promote education and empower the youth for a brighter future. Additionally, Mr. Bangura honored key stakeholders in the community with his U.S. Army gold coin and football jerseys to members in the community. Key stakeholders, including diplomats, community leaders, and local authorities, discuss sustainable development plans for Slbc. These engagements are expected to lay the groundwork for new projects that will enhance living conditions and foster economic growth in the area. Former Member of Parliament for Constituency 121, Honorable Abdul Minur Lansana, commended David Bangura's dedication, stating that his unwavering support has brought hope and transformation to the community.
People who have been behind my success, especially the time when I was representing the people of this constituency. So in earnest, today those people are here, different parts of the world, those who are from Belgium, those those who are from England, those who are from America are here today. So I'm here to present them to the people of the community. We have a lot in stock for the community because there are still roads that are yet to be completed. We have our central masjid, which is the Atobikana Masjid, that we've demolished. We want to get it now as a story form of a building. We are planning on ensuring that our JSS school goes to an SS. We are planning to ensure that we get more materials for our children so that the free quality education the government is supporting, we are able to enhance the support within the constituency level.
The visit underscores the importance of collaborative efforts between the diaspora and local communities to drive meaningful change in Sierra Leone. SLBC News, Esther Suzanette Bassi reporting.
Director of Information, Education and Communication, National Civil Registration Authority, Abubakar Javumbo, has called on citizens and non-citizens to ensure that they be identified through a valid national identity card. He made this statement during their national identification meeting across the country, and also he spoke to Emmanuel Samoa during our Sister Good Morning Salon show.
It's to pay any extra money to anybody to secure it. You go yourself. It takes you less than 4 minutes to go through the whole process if you have your papers right. Don't give money to anybody to obtain the ID card for yourself. In fact, it's not easy for you to do in absentia, because you go, we take a fresh photo of you. Okay. So you don't need to expend any extra money. Apart from that, like we said, for every good community, you must have 1 or 2 people that are try to blow under the belt. 1 or 2 instances where we've got people, staff, we've clearly dealt with them. Some, they are now working in other places, not to the NCRA anymore. So there are bright examples that have been set by NCRA that will discourage people from doing.
So Mr. Javombo, finally, before I leave you, I know that NCRA, you have office in Bo and some other places. So I want you to tell me if you have offices across the country, because this particular thing that you are calling for is so much for NCRA to handle. Do you have offices across the country?
NCRA is one of the institutions in this country that have offices right across the country. It's not only today, but ever since. From the days of the NRS.
Are all of those offices effective and efficient as the same way the headquarters is effective and efficient?
They are open, they are operational, they are functional. Every day, Monday to Friday, staff are there operating, processing ID card for people, and even for the Bond Island, we have office for the mainland and we have for the island. And quite apart from that, we have what we call mobile teams that are still going out to villages, to communities, hard to reach communities. As I told you earlier, I happen to be one of the supervisors that went to the Mokonde community. We went to the Mokonde community and the environs. So we're talking about capacity. There's full capacity, there's accessibility. There's capacity, there's accessibility 24/7.
That was Abubakar Javombo, the Director of Information, Education and Communication of National Civil Registration Authority, encouraging people to go for their national IDs in their offices scattered across the country. Earlier, the Director General, National Civil Registration Authority, Muhammad Mubashir Masako, has underscored the importance for citizens and non-citizens to be identified through a valid national identity card. He said the move was in line with the United Nations legal identity agenda. The call was made after a joint press release from the authority and the security sector that effective 1st January 2025, there will be security checks across the country. Dennis Fraser tells us more.
Speaking to the SLBC, Director General, National Civil Registration Authority, Mohamed Mubashir Masako, said that last year the authority issued out a series of public notices encouraging citizens and non-citizens residing in the country to obtain a valid, securitized, multi-purpose national identity card. Enter them with the National Civil Registration Authority Act of 2016.
We made every effort as a government and to make sure that from January 2023 we launched the production and issuance of multi-purpose ID cards in Sierra Leone. We did not only launch that, we made sure that every step that ought to have been taken to make sure that our IDs are consistent with international practices, regulations, and whatever it is, that we are consistent with that.
The Director General noted that acquiring a national identity card was mandatory in other countries around the world, admonishing the public not to be misinformed.
We are aware that some people have attempted to misunderstand the concept of having ID and forgetting that they themselves, where they live outside this country, they have no alternative but to have their IDs. So they mislead our people in this country that, oh no, you should not be worried about having an ID, when they themselves have their own IDs wherever they are living now. But our IDs in Sierra Leone is unique in the sense that it carries a unique identification number of what we call NIN.
Part of the government's digital transformation drive is to ensure that all citizens are sufficiently identified. And that's why the National Civil Registration Authority is making all in its efforts to ensure that citizens obtain a valid national identity card. As time progresses, the authority has committed itself to do all in its mandate to provide high-quality and standardized identity cards to citizens and non-citizens with high-level security features in line with international standards. SLBC, Dennis Fraser reporting.
Also, the National Civil Registration Authority Provisional Annual Report on Vital Events for 2024 has disclosed an increase in percentage of births to adolescent mothers aged 10 to 19, representing 17.2% or 42 of all births in 2024. Reports further stated that it is the highest percentage of births to mothers under 20 since 2020, when it was 16% of all births. Stillbirths in 2024 were 3,335, down by 487 or 13% from 2023. For live births, 246,437 children were born in Sierra Leone in 2024, up by 11,064 or 4.7% from 2023. Males accounted for 120,750 or 49%. Females accounted for 125,683 or 51%. A total of 10,962 deaths were recorded with a share of 6,128 or 56% males and 44% females. Of the total deaths, 29% were within the ages of 60 years and above, followed by under 5 with 21%. A total of 1,609 marriages were registered with the authority, an increase of 25% or 219 from 2023. Of these, Christian marriages accounted for 36%, civil marriages Civil marriage 28%, Islamic marriage 18%, and customary marriage 7%. And our traders in the Central Business District have expressed dissatisfaction over low sales as they add during the holidays, which they say affect their turnovers. Children Dumbuya visited the market.
When SLBC visited the Central Business District after the holidays, several business owners revealed a disappointing sales turnout, primarily attributed to two major factors, which are limited access to the auction market and soaring custom costs. Asanatu, a body spray seller, lamented the decline in sales, linking it directly to the inaccessibility of the auction market. She stated that it significantly impacted our ability to offer competitive prices and attract customers.
So we need to get the sale. I want that. We need to get auction market because they said you are attacking inflation here. So people are really order for auction market and not get mango again.
Mariam Bangura, a general goods vendor at Abacha Street, echoed similar sentiments. She said the lack of affordable merchandise from the auction market severely limited our inventory, noting this hampered our ability to meet the increased demand during the festive season.
Well, he said it not be easy for me. Because last year we told God thank you for the sale, but this year it's not easy for me.
Muhammad Bari, a shoe seller at Echowa Street, added another layer to the problem. He attributed to the hiking prices at the Queen Elizabeth II Quay, combined with the absence of auction goods.
Auction, well, but not telling auction because auction out here, the auction now from then 20 loan, 30 loan. Or now auction above that 150 now auction. What they say auction now? Then 150, 180 bills. So now like that someone.
The festive season, typically a period of brisk business activity, proved to be a disappointment for many CBD entrepreneurs. The twin challenges of limited access to the auction market and the escalating costs at the Queen Elizabeth II Quay created a significant obstacle to their business despite the increased foot traffic.
Also, how do it is? Now, the Methodist Girls High School has turned 145 years of academic excellence and female empowerment. This milestone achievement was commemorated with a Foundation Day service organized by the school's Old Girls Association Methoga with the theme A New Beginning. The event celebrated the school's enduring legacy while inspiring a fresh chapter in its ongoing journey to shape future generations of female leaders. Esther Nene Kamara reports.
Founded in 1880, the Methodist Girls High School has stood as a beacon of academic excellence and character development in Sierra Leone. In celebration of its 145th Foundation Day, alumni, students, and well-wishers gathered in the school hall for a joyous service organized by the Old Girls Association Methoga. Speaking on the theme, A New Beginning, the preacher, Reverend Elvira Mansere, emphasized the importance of leaving the past behind and embracing a fresh start grounded in love and kindness. She called on attendees to make meaningful changes that positively impact their communities, relationships, and the school.
To make a new beginning, you need to repent of your old doings and promise not to return to them anymore. When you take a new beginning, it means you have said goodbye to the world. And you remember them no more, those worldly things that we enjoy doing. Die day, nobody answers now. But a few more minutes from now, die day. When we make a new beginning, we should forget about the worldly things. The things that will not lead us to Christ, we should leave them behind and follow Christ.
The president of Metoga, Matatop, said the association's ongoing projects, including scholarship programs and infrastructural development, aimed at sustaining the school's enduring legacy. She emphasized the importance of unity among all girls in advancing the school's mission.
School, we've gone through different stages. We want to say thanks to God for a very successful event so far, the Foundation Day. And we are trying our best as all girls or all pupils of the Methodist Girls High School to make sure we give back to our school. As you can see, there are different projects going on. We are painting our school to give it back the school colors that it was when we were coming to school. And also, the school has moved on to one shift come in September last year. So we have additional buildings. So we have a 4 classroom block, which was done by the parent body. And then we have a 10 classroom done by the diaspora branches and a 6 classroom done by the government of Sierra Leone. So we have in total 20 classrooms.
All girls of the association expressed their commitment to preserving the legacy of Methodist Girls High School and ensuring its values remain a guiding light for future generations.
This school laid the foundation for what we are today. The education, the training we got paved the way for where we are today. As the saying goes, school days are the best but not the happiest. But I thank God I was able to make it through. It was, like I said, it was not easy, but you go to school to be educated. And I was happy, I am so happy that I am fully educated, fully grounded, because after leaving school, I did not even go to any higher institution of learning because my course there was secretarial duties. And I did everything at the school and attained my higher certificates at the school.
The celebration concluded with the cutting of cake from various departments of Metoga as Methodist Girls High School reflects on 145 years of academic excellence. The theme, A New Beginning, resonates not only with the past but also with the aspirations for a brighter future. For Slbc News in Freetown, Esther Nene Kamara reporting.
It's the sporting updates that keeps you in the know, and thank you so very much for joining us. Now we begin with hockey in this edition. The Sierra Leone Hockey Association has embarked on a 4-day crucial training for coaches across the country. The training session was witnessed by the Minister of Sports, Madam Augusta James Taylor. Here is the update.
I want to take this opportunity to declare this training officially.
This training program is a vital contribution by the International Hockey Federation and the African Hockey Federation. Minister Augusta James Taylor expressed a full support for SLHA's efforts and commending their proactive approach to enhancing the sport within the country.
When he came to the office, I told him that actually hockey should not be limited to Freetown. It should cut across the nation. Because you don't know, you have a very good hockey player who may be in the suburb, and except you make the opportunity available, and that's the time you will see that player and then make him a world player or make a world player, you see. But if we're just limited to Freetown, we'll see the same faces all the time, and that talent will go to the drains and we'll not be able to tap it at all. And as a government, we need to see our youths more and more engaged, because when they are engaged in different sports, especially in hockey, which is one of the wonderful sports in the world.
The opening session saw dynamic interaction between the experienced Kenyan IHF trainer Moses Kagochi and the eager participant. Kagochi emphasized the profound impact of the training on the coach's abilities and the subsequent benefit for the entire hockey landscape in Sierra Leone.
It means that you're going to have a structured and a well-educated workforce. Especially in this part of the world, like in Africa, we have a lot of talent, but talent has to be guided in the right way. So I think this education is really, really important, because it means you're going to have a very solid base of well-educated and trained coaches, which means they are able to navigate the players and the new talent in the right way.
Sierra Leone Hockey Trust, a key development partner, demonstrated their unwavering support for the initiative. Dominic Paul, representing the trust, highlighted their instrumental role in bringing the Level 1 training to reality and translating the trust's vision for hockey development into tangible results.
The importance of the Level 1 training, I'd say it's that for the first time we introduce all the coaches which have been so far taking their own time to the ways of the FIH, the World Federation, and that we give them the basic toolkit that they can develop their teams and communities and players even further. And I think it's the entry level to what you can achieve at most 5 levels. I mean, the 5th is really very high, but we think this is an incredible start to a more formal and structured training of hockey in Sierra Leone.
Acting President of the SLHA, Abubakar Sise, underscored the paramount importance of the training program in elevating Sierra Leone's hockey standards and enabling the nation to compete effectively with other developing hockey nations on the African continent.
And this is very, very important. Of course, when you are talking about sports, you talk about the basic skills and knowledge, the fundamental rules that govern the game. So, of course, training coaches and managers from different communities, I think it is a milestone in the development of hockey. For example, today we have cross-sections of coaches and managers in the country. We have those from the provinces, Kenema, Makeni, Bo, Poloko, and of course, the rural and Freetown at large. So it's a milestone in the development of hockey.
The SLHA remains optimistic about the positive impact this coaching course will have on the future of hockey in Sierra Leone, paving the way for improved performance and greater success on the international stage. Hockey! In the international scene, Liverpool and Manchester United played to a 2-2 draw in the English Premier League. It was an exciting showdown between Liverpool and Manchester United. Ahmed Diallo scored one of the goals for Manchester United. What a display from the two teams. And that's your sports. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.
Many thanks, Abdul Kabir. With that update, we end the news. But before we go, here is a recap of the main points. President Julius Maada Bio has commissioned a new peripheral health unit, PHU, and handed over 3 ambulances to the people of Matguchong, Bonth district. During the handing over ceremony, the president said human capital development goes beyond free quality education to include improved health care delivery, among others. The Yeliboya Old Students Association has taken gender-based violence campaign to Yeliboya Island on Cambia district. The association used 4 days of edutainment with activities like masquerade, parade, outing, sports, and a quiz competition to raise awareness on gender-based violence among people in the island. And a former Sierra Leonean and philanthropist based in the U.S., David Bangura, has embarked on a walking visit to the Ashobi Corner to observe first-hand developmental initiatives he has been supporting over the years. That's all we can share in this edition of the news. My name is Aminata Fofana. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to the Slbc.
Ready for the Zoom meeting today with the investor then?
Yes, boss. I'm ready for the meeting today. And I don't download all the reports they sent to me on the internet.
Make sure so you get super connection, because I don't want one problem during the meeting.
Everything is okay. Everything is fine.
Counting on you, even though we're not in the same office. I will be with you every step of the way. You ready for the Zoom meeting today with the investor then?
Yes, boss. Are you ready for the meeting today?
A place cannot produce poems. It can only not prevent them. And Freetown is good at that, for Freetown has its own sudden elegances. People are slow to leave it, quick to return. And there are others who come for a year or two and stay for a lifetime, sensing that they found a city that is in the world, yet sufficiently on the edge of it to have a different resonance. Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever. Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change, we've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here, we've always listened, because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river, and the land, and the sky.
It's our place. All of us.
This city belongs to everyone.
And you know when it's your time.
And it's our time.
Listen, we are Freetown.
The golden rules of Freetown.
Don't pretend you're something that you're not.
Don't go thinking you're better than anyone else,
or that anyone else is better than you.
Don't shout about it. Get on with it.
We are Freetown.
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 Yeah.
We found our voice again.
I'm from India and Freetown.
I'm from China and Freetown.
I'm from the UK and Freetown.
I am from Nigeria and Freetown.
I am from home and Freetown.
This city belongs to everyone.
The fishermen,
the taxi driver,
the barber,
the drummers, the dancers,
all of us.
All of us. Everybody. We are Freetown.
The past is ours.
The future is ours. It's our time again.
And this city belongs to everyone.
The playwright,
the greengrocer,
the teacher,
the dog.
This space is ours.
This light is ours.
The beaches are ours.
The rivers now we own.
The roads are ours.
The bridges now we own.
We are Freetown.
We are all visitors and we've all been here forever.
We've got the mightiest river.
And the biggest sky.
And there's a resonance again.
Freetown. Freetown.
We are proud of this place.
We love this city.
And we want you to love it too.
We are proud of this place.
Na pass we all dey pass like stranger dem, but we all don dey from time. Come here, and you'll feel it, that end of the line sense of freedom. Say yes to Freetown. Say yes to freedom. A place cannot produce poems. It can only not prevent them. And Freetown is good at that, for Freetown has its own sudden elegances. People are slow to leave it, quick to return. And there are others who come for a year or two and stay for a lifetime, sensing that they found a city that is in the world, yet sufficiently on the edge of it to have a different resonance.
Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever.
Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change. We've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here. We've always listened. Because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river, and the land, and the sky.
It's our place. All of us.
This city belongs to everyone.
And you know when it's your time.
And it's our time.
Listen, we are Freetown.
The golden rules of Freetown.
Don't pretend you're something that you're not.
Don't go thinking you're better than anyone else.
Or that anyone else is better than you.
Don't shout about it. Get on with it.
We are Freetown.
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 Yeah.
We found our voice again.
I'm from India and Freetown.
I'm from China and Freetown.
I'm from the UK and Freetown.
I am from Nigeria and Freetown.
I am from home and Freetown.
This city belongs to everyone.
The fishermen,
The taxi driver,
The barber.
the drummers, the dancers.
All of us.
All of us. Everybody. We are Freetown.
The past is ours.
The future is ours. It's our time again.
and this city belongs to everyone.
The playwright,
The greengrocer,
The teacher,
the dog.
This space is ours.
this light is ours.
The beaches are ours.
the rivers now we own,
The roads are ours.
the bridges now we own.
We are Freetown.
We are all visitors and we've all been here forever.
We've got the mightiest river.
And the biggest sky.
And there's a resonance again.
Freetown. Freetown.
We are proud of this place.
We love this city.
And we want you to love it too.
We are proud of this place.
Na pass we all dey pass like stranger dem, but we all don dey here from 10. Come here, and you'll feel it, that end of the line sense of freedom. Say yes to Freetown. Say yes to freedom.
It is Monday, the 6th of January 2025, and it is a pleasant morning and a warm welcome to your program, Good Morning Sierra Leone, the program that always starts your day. I am Shaku Smaila.
And Francis Bernard is my name, and our quote of the day comes from revolutionary and Pan-Africanist and ex-president of Burkina Faso, Captain Thomas Sankara, and it says, "We are not against progress, but we don't want progress that is chaotic and criminally neglects the rights of others." Sheku.
Yes, indeed. He's one man that I admire so much. Thomas Sankara, the likes of Jerry John Rawlings of Ghana, the likes of Patrice Lumumba. These guys were really Pan-Africanists who wanted Africa to take her own destiny into her hands. Okay. Unfortunately, most of them were eliminated, except for Rawlings, who was able to persevere and he conquered.
Yes, in the program this morning, we as Sierra Leoneans reflect on January 6, 1999 invasion on the country's capital, Freetown. We shall be talking to the Peace Commission of Sierra Leone on peace and national cohesion. The National Civil Registration Authority, NCRA, publishes vital statistics of vital events for 2024. Sheku?
Yes, indeed. And we shall be also talking on peace, because as you know, today, Francis, today is a very significant day in the history of this country. A lot of people have forgotten that it was on this day, the 6th of January 1999, that the combined forces of the FRC and RAF, unleashed terror on innocent civilians in this country. Hundreds of our compatriots were killed. Houses were burnt. The country's infrastructure was badly damaged, and this is a day that should be a reflection that should be spoken about across the board. So today is a very, very important day in the history of this country. Sad though it may be, and probably by coincidence we are both in black and white. Today is a day of mourning.
And all these stories plus more are lined up in this edition of the program, and you are invited to participate by sending your comments and views to the number on your screen, or you find us on our Facebook page, Slbc TV Live. The program is Good Morning Sierra Leone.
We are back, and the program you are still watching is Good Morning Sierra Leone, live from a broadcasting house, New Englandville, in Freetown. Well, as you may have heard, today is exactly 20 years ago since this capital was attacked by the combined forces of the AFRC and RAF. The capital Freetown was under siege as rebels belonging to these two groups unleashed terror on the people of this country. Thousands of people were killed and hundreds of houses were looted and burnt. Children as young as few months old were amputated. Over 2 decades now, has anything changed? Well, in the studio to talk about, or to reflect, to do a retrospect of what happened some 26 years ago, is no less a person than the Chief Minister of the Republic of Sierra Leone, and he is Dr. David Moinina Senge. Good morning, Doc, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, and good morning, sir.
Now, 26 years ago, on this day, Sierra Leone or Freetown saw mayhem. Freetown witnessed destruction. Freetown witnessed amputation. Freetown witnessed, devastation of a magnitude that nobody could have imagined. 26 years ago, as a nation, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn?
I think it's a moment of reflection for all of us. We're all here. I share the fence with New Brookfield Hotel, and that's where the CDF was, and people jumped into my compound during that. So it's a very vivid memory that we all have. What happened after the war ended in 2002, there was a Truth and Reconciliation Commission, and the report for the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, many put on that table and didn't open it again. When President Bill came, we went back to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission and opened it and started implementing many of those activities one after the other. January 18th was when the war ended, and in the TRC then, there was a recommendation that that day be remembered and be marked, and the Ministry of Justice is working to see how we can make that happen, amongst many other things. You mentioned amputations as well. In the TRC, there was a recommendation that we should provide and train people who can provide orthopedic and prosthetic services. It wasn't until this year, until President Bill came, that we trained. There used to be only one person who can do that. Now we're training 11, as per recommended, in the collaboration we have with MIT, and we've revamped those facilities. So it may seem like a long time ago, many of us remember, but the activities that were recommended post, we're still implementing. And it's on all of us to ensure that things like the Independent Commission for Peace, we supported this national civic education and civic responsibility we should do. But the curriculum, one of the things that was in the TRC was the kids who were pregnant should go back to school. It wasn't until we came to radical inclusion policy that President Bill.
Doc, it was not even popularized. A lot of people do not even know that such was in that was one of the recommendations in that TRC report. It was never mentioned. Nobody was talking about it.
I think, as you said, the TRC, I read it, and many of. If we read the TRC, it is a masterpiece document because it included everybody. Everybody in this country then participated. Students, former rebels, soldiers, government people, interreligious councils. If we look at it and implement those activities, which we are doing, I think we will definitely prevent us from going back to those dark days.
Mr. Minister, 26 years on, what are some of the things do you think we should be doing now as a nation so that we will not get back to where we were 26 years back?
I think it's an important question and we should keep reflecting on it. But the most important is civic responsibility. I was with bike riders over the weekend. We drove to about 9 parks and I was preaching this message. If you see something, say something. if you're somewhere and you see 10 people in the corner and you don't know them, instead of waiting to find out that they're planning something bad, maybe they're good people, we don't know, but you don't know. Yeah, it's your responsibility to call the police officers over there and say, I see them 10 man there now, I don't know what they do. Maybe the police will go investigate. Because if there's violence in the country, everybody suffers. The economy goes down, the development stops, the investments that are coming will stop, our children don't get education, which is what happened, the country will stall. So what we need to do, everybody must take civic responsibility and protect, see something, say something, hear something, report it, and then take action as well. I think those two things are really critical. Okay, so some people in our society still feel they've been marginalized. Some think because they don't belong to this political party, they don't belong to this ethnic group. It cuts across all the two political parties, the SLPP and that of the APC. Some people think if SLPP is in power, it's over for me. I will not get a job even if I have all the qualification. And these are some of the issues that we should be looking into so that people will not get mad and just wake up one morning and say, no, because of what is happening, I think I cannot hold it anymore. I have to do otherwise. Those are the issues that led to the war. Those exactly what you're saying. And I think one of the things that I really feel that we as a people should keep promoting and prioritizing is that we should bring in more unity, more cohesion, more justice. Like I said, one of the things that I believe in and I promote is true inclusion, radical inclusion. That everybody's perspectives matter. It doesn't matter who you are, your religion, your tribe, your political party, your age, your gender. Everybody should be given the opportunity to reach their fullest potential. And that comes from listening to people, understanding, addressing their concerns, including them in society. It takes time, it requires everybody, but I'll tell you that this government has been doing just that. Through the policies that we have, through the open and transparent processes that we have. Digitization does that, because with digitizing processes you can audit and you can see. Admission processes historically was by surnames and last names, but that's not the case now, and we need to make sure that religion, tribe, gender, these fundamental things that make us different should not be used in you are the chief minister. In the simplest term or explanation, you are supposed to be a class prefect for all ministers for President Bill. And some of these ministries, departments and agencies, some of them in recent times have failed to do some of the things that they are supposed to do, so that we get a one Sierra Leone, a Sierra Leone that you are always preaching, a Sierra Leone that you are always saying you think we need everybody on board. And if everybody is on board, definitely we'll not be thinking of yes, we'll just commemorate or just reflect on the 26 years, we just reflect on January 6, because it's not possible for January 6 to go by without Sierra Leoneans thinking about it. But some people have failed to do some of the things that they are supposed to do. Some people some people that are supposed to do what they are to do have failed to give what they are to give to the people, and because of that, some people in our society are disgruntled, if I should say so. Look, I agree with you, and I think it's unfortunate that when we're given positions of trust, when we're given positions of leadership, we don't free the people, our own consciousness. I was reading a post just now. It's that we have to free ourselves. We have to free our own minds and our own consciousness before we're able to interact and free other people. But most politicians are, they want to control people. They want you to do this because I say this. They want you to stay in bondage because they want to be the only people with say. I don't believe in that kind of politics. I believe in politics and leadership that's freeing, and we as citizens have to hold our leaders accountable as well and say, no, but not to so that they happen. It shouldn't be that way. And parts of it is we should engage and we should be able to dialogue. That's why this government, in the first 5 years of human capital development, when more people know how to think, when more people know what to think about, how to find information, then the debate is elevated. And now with the Big Five, it's to still strengthen human capital development, create jobs, improve the economy, promote digitization and the public service architecture. When that happens in a sustained way, I think people will be more exposed. But I agree with you that unfortunately we still have not so good politicians, and then they give us those who are trying to be good politicians bad name, and people don't like politicians because of the bad side.
Why is it that Chief Minister? Why is it that people are almost always apprehensive? Because the thing, yes, there are bad politicians, but then we have to get things right. The thing is that we cannot just resolute our minds that okay, the status quo must be maintained. There are countries who are even worse than us, but over time they were able to overcome some of these challenges. Now, as a nation moving forward, a nation from war, a nation from pandemics, a nation from economic decadence, what do we need to do now moving forward?
I think I don't believe we should accept the status quo, by the way. That's why we're in the system. That's why we're fighting the system. The system fights you when you're trying to bring change. So we have to keep fighting. But as a country, we're moving forward. Look, when you think about COVID, our response in COVID, it was exemplary. It was one of the best in the world. When you think about, just 2 weeks ago, I read this news that said in Sierra Leone, we have this Educational Outcomes Fund. We're testing with dozens of schools, hundreds of students. The outcomes for 1 year, the learning outcomes, is equivalent to an extra year of learning outcomes in the best performing school in Africa. That's Sierra Leone that we're talking about independently. So there is progress and there is transformation. When the base is so low, when you move, it may seem like you can move high, but because the ceiling is so high, it may seem like you're not doing anything. We met the base super low, and that's the conversation we're having. And we're trying, we're in the right direction. And we need to keep working, and we need to keep...
All right, okay. Thank you, but you're not done with it, Mr. Minister, because you have questions to answer too. Here is the Chief Minister of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. David Moynihan, and the program you're still watching is Good Morning Sierra Leone from Broadcasting House in Englandville.
And we now go to another issue. The National Civil Registration Authority, in a press release dated December 31st, 2024, published its vital statistics of vital events recorded for birth, lives and stillbirth, death, adoption, marriage, divorce, including nullities of Sierra Leone's population. A total of 10,962 deaths, stillbirths 246,437, and live births comprising 120,754 males, which accounts for 49%, and 125,683 females, accounting for 51%, with a sex ratio of 96. To help discuss last year's published vital statistics and vital events, in the studio with us is Dr. Sierra Leone, Director of Vital Statistics and Research, NCRA. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
So how was this data generated?
Well, NCR's mandate is not just to produce ID cards, which is generic. Everyone sees NCRA, you think about your ID card, but that's not it. It goes beyond that. NCRA also, in spite of producing ID cards, also accounts for the population of this country, accounts for all vital events that occur within the country. And so that includes the birth, death, adoptions, stillbirth, etc. that you have just reported. So it's a way of letting the populace know what are these statistics. What is it? You see people queuing every day in the offices. But then the question is, how many? Mothers are giving birth to children. How many? So to answer the how many, we need to put together the statistics, right? For the population to know how many people that were given birth to, for example, within a given period. And the period in question here, we are looking at 2024. It means January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024. That's the focus of the report.
So let's talk about if you want to do comparison as compared to last year's statistics, which one is better?
Well,
in terms of death.
Well, in terms of death, based on what was reported for 2024, right, the figure is lower than compared to 2023.
So in other words, we had more deaths in 2023
reported.
Okay.
As against deaths reported in 2024.
Okay.
So I keep saying reported because death is one critical issue. People don't want to report they are dead. It could be for several reasons. Some could be cultural, etc. Like in the villages, for example. Once a baby dies, because the baby is young and they just bury without taking records of that child. For some other reasons, you have Muslims, for example, die today, they bury today. So these are all some of the challenges that we are currently facing in terms of getting the data that we need.
But Mr. Mbasu, no, the thing is, the work you do at NCI is, to a very large extent, similar to that of statistics Sierra Leone.
Okay.
Because you have a lot of things that has to do with demography in your work at NCI. And when you have accurate statistics, that is the time policy makers or decision makers will be able to kind of plan well for the country. Like for example, you said that in 2024, lesser people died compared to 2023, which means there must have been some interventions by government, in terms of providing the facilities necessary, health and otherwise. But don't you think it should be mandatory now for people to report, they are dead, to report death? Because the thing is that by so doing, government will be in position to, make more interventions to address a lot of issues, demographic issues that will have to do with, welfare, conditions of people. But if there are deaths and not recorded, don't you think that will limit government's intervention?
Well, in the first place, government is doing its best in providing the health services required, especially with regards to making sure they reduce the burden of diseases that affects the general population. So, but in the Sierra Leone context, reporting the dead is really a challenge in itself.
But it is not insurmountable.
Absolutely.
It could be addressed.
Now, yes, if we have the necessary policies in place, for example, at community level, say for example, when someone dies, that person, that particular event should be reported immediately, say to the village head or to the town chief, and that event is recorded, taking some details about this diseased individual, that will help. Okay, so NCIA has actually done so much in terms of making sure that we have these structures on the ground to make sure that people are encouraged to come to do registration, particularly for the dead.
Okay, now let's talk about there are also statistics on stillbirths,
yes,
marriages, divorce, be it traditional Christian, Muslim, be it how they call it, customary, as the case may be. Let us have some statistics on those.
Well, like I said earlier, we actually account for all vital events that occur within a specific time frame. So the marriage is one of such events. Divorces is also another. So, and we have released the total numbers of all these events that have occurred within this 2024. Now, again, if you have your marriage solemnized, say by the Office of Registrar General, for example, or in any mosque, or in any church, the responsibility now lies with you, all right, the couple, to make sure it is registered with the NCRA. So what we report, it is actually those events which have been registered with us, all right? There could be some marriages that have been solemnized, but maybe the couple choose not to come to NCRA for now. Maybe
is that illegal? Because the thing is, now for things to happen, something else has to be done.
Yes.
Now, for example, now there is a law in this country that says if you've been with a woman for 5 years uninterrupted, it almost equals to marriage. Yeah? In a way, in terms of if you decide to kind of just separate, you cannot just leave that woman like that. But if what is not also okay, now let us talk about the area where somebody they went into matrimony and it was not registered. How would that particular woman claim something to say, okay, I've been with this man for 5-6 years uninterrupted? How
So that's the point. Because you want to look at certain benefits, right, from that union, it is your responsibility to have that registered. Because it is only when it is registered that you can now claim all these privileges that you think goes along with the union. All right? So that's why we encourage people, come and do your registration. Because at the end of the day, you benefit from it. Say, for example, if someone dies now, for example, usually people will rush to do the registration if there's some benefit. If there's some benefit.
Well, that is after the person have died.
That's the point.
Oh.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, if, for example, there's some, say, like properties which are meant to be shared or to be transferred from one person to the other after the demise of the rightful owner, you need to have that death certificate.
So Mr. Dr. Amasu, before we go for the break, how easy is it for people to do these registrations that you are talking about? Because sometimes the process turns people off. Some people just they don't have enough time to do whatever they want to do. So because if they come to your office today and they have to go and come back tomorrow, they have to go for another day to be back in the office just to do some of these processes, it's definitely turned them off. How easy and accessible are your services?
The services themselves, they are as easy as the word itself. Now, if you come to do registration, there are requirements which you as an individual should be able to get the requisite documents required for specific registration. For example, if you go to register a marriage, all right, and then there's no evidence of the solemnization, so that registration we put on hold until you come with that necessary document that will facilitate the registration.
All right, thank you very much. He is Dr. Sierra Leone, Director of Vital Statistics and Research, NCRA. The program is Good Morning Sierra Leone, and we now go for a short commercial break. The program continues right after that break.
As a mother of the house, whenever I want to prepare palm soup, there's no need pounding palm fruit. All I need is Nkulenu's Ghana's original palm soup base. My soup is done, and its preparation, it is not difficult at all. Nkulenu palm soup base, it's easily done with no difficulties. Just take few ladles and your soup is done. And its flavor, it's amazing. This is Nkulenu's Ghana's original palm soup base. And this is Nkulenu's Ghana's original spiced palm soup base. Iron fruit and turkey berries are naturally added.
Also available brown gold natural cocoa powder, sunny gold brown sugar, neat fufu flour, shito, Pisa, and Moringa. All available at Nyami Ado Enterprise, 1 Lower Waterloo Street, Freetown.
Inkulenu palm soup base.
Ghanaian original taste.
We are back, and the program you're still watching is Good Morning Sierra Leone, live from a broadcasting house near Englandville in Freetown. Now, let us talk about consumer behavior, and it has to do with also the Standards Bureau of this country, which is why the Sierra Leone Standards Bureau, which is primarily responsible for the development, publishing, and promotion of standards in accordance with the Standards Act number 2 of 1996. With funds from its development partners, they have now they are rolling out a measuring equipment and educating traders across the country on effective use of these standards. Well, to boost service delivery across the board. What is the importance of these measuring equipment? Well, in the studio to talk more on this is the Chief Executive Director of the Consumer Protection Agency, Abdul Kabir. Well, good morning, Mr. Kabir. Welcome to the program. Well, you've been in consumerism, if I can put it that way, for decades now. In this
35 years.
Oh, 25 years. That is close to 4 decades. Now, tell us, in the first place, as somebody who has been an advocate or a campaigner for consumer protection in this country, how, in the first place, what's your view or opinion on the introduction of the measuring equipment by Standards Bureau?
Thank you very much. It has been a ding-dong battle for over 20 years now, fighting for measurement, which is called metrology. Metrology is very, very important in any society. Metrology span from the day you enter your mother's womb until the day you enter your grave. Metrology, measurement, generally. But the measurement in these cups, about these cups and the tapes they are using to measure, it has been a ding-dong battle, like I said, for a very, very long time. They will tell you that we'll be launching it this year. We'll be launching it another year. But it has taken decades without being launched. The Standards Bureau has done its best by going to India, ordering these cups and the molds.
Would I do these arrangements?
Nobody has bought a bag of rice in this country. I'm saying this because at the end of the day, when you go to buy, this bag has been pilfered, whether from the water key, whether the people that are the transport owners and the likes. But let me specify on the cups that you asked me about.
Not only cups, because here also we are talking about scales. Because the thing is that in the metric system, you have to go.
Yeah, of course, yes. Well, let me tell you. Let me start with the cups.
Okay.
These cups will have saved us in terms of paying for something that you get. Like for instance, you go to the market now to buy rice. When you go to the market to buy a dozen cups of rice, if you measure each when you reach at home, it's 11. Sometimes it's 10.5, which is a disservice to the consumer. And there is a law that says every shop that sells rice by bag, you should have a scale. So that when somebody goes there, you put it in the scale, and when the scale, because these scales also should be calibrated by the Sierra Leone Standards Bureau. You know what I talk of when I talk of calibration? So that at the end of the day, it will read exactly
But don't you think, Mr. Kabia, that the introduction of these measuring tools, is also kind of creating panic among traders? Their argument is that even at the key, the entry point, there are some guys who are in the habit of, I don't know how they call it,
pilfering.
They have
pilfering.
Yes, pilfering. Yes. They say, by the time it's supposed to be 50 kilo.
Yes.
But by the time a bag of rice gets to the store or the trader, who is now going to sell retail, probably about 50 kilo had been reduced to something else.
If only
below 50 kilo.
But let me tell you, if only everybody is doing its work, it will work. Wataki, you go there are people who will be monitoring the measurement there. That's the starting of the thing. That's the crux of the matter. And when it is being monitored, it's also being monitored by the transport owners. Then it reaches the final store. That measurement of 50 kilo will stand. But like you said, from Wataki, they take 10 cups or 5 cups. The transport owners, these boys that are helping them to carry the rice in the stores, they take 6. So by the time you reach to the final consumer, you don't get on back, so to speak. Sorry for the language. You don't get on back.
In this case, the trader is not the final consumer. The final consumer is us. I mean, those who go and buy in the markets to the traders. Because the thing is that nobody is in business to
these are the people that
are to incur losses.
That's it.
Everybody is in business to maximize profit.
Correct.
Now, in this situation we are in, from the key to the transporters to the stores, things have happened.
Yeah.
Now it is now the consumer or the trader, I mean.
Yes.
Who now pass on that burden.
Yes.
To the consumer. Those who go and buy for
that's the man who pays the price negatively.
So
I go with you.
So it is a chain.
Of course it's a chain work. So that by the end of the day they suffer us the consumers. Some of us buy rice by cup. Because I couldn't buy a bag of rice now because of maybe the price or whatnot. Or my capacity in my pocket.
So, Mr. Kabia, now that we are about to see the rolling out of new measuring
instruments,
yes, we are about to see it. How far have you gone in engaging the Standards Bureau to make sure that we don't go back to where because you just said for decades we have been on this same issue, that we'll roll it out this year, and the other day they were here, they brought the measuring cups, but they said they were yet to receive the tapes, the measuring tapes for those of us who will be going to the shops to buy clothing and all the other stuff. So how far have you gone in engaging these people to make sure this time around it doesn't come out to be a failed project but a success?
Thank you very much. I have known Dr. Kaisam, who is the President Executive Director, for over 2 decades. And I think if government has done justice in the choice of an executive director, he is the right man because he knows the integrities, he knows the problems before going to the Standards Bureau. And I think I have no doubt about on him to succeed unless there are impediments being put across him. That is to say, financial impediments, you name it. But if he has the cooperation of the government like he has started having it, and that one continues, the sky is our limit.
But these crops are not new crops. These crops in question, these crops were bought, by the then executive director, one Mr.
We are brought in. They were brought in by the executive director, Mr. Dumbuya.
Yes, I can say. Well, he was at the helm of affairs.
I know. I understand what you are saying.
So now those crops, the Standards Bureau was doing a lot of popularization, sensitization about the use of these crops. But that was not done. And now with Mr. Kaisam,
yes.
Dr. Kaisam, what has now happened is that resistance is coming from the traders because they are saying that okay, now if the Standards Bureau is insisting that they sell using the tools, I mean the measuring equipment,
yes,
then there is a possibility of them also increasing their prices, because that will have to affect their business, owing to the fact that you've just mentioned about a free.
Yes. Yes.
So how it's like a quagmire in a way. So how will this particular issue be addressed?
I want to say that if there is a willingness, while there is a will, there is a way. We will continue to sit down and continue to discuss with all people concerned in the chain of trade, so that at the end of the day, I will benefit, they will benefit, and everybody will benefit. And that's the method I think even doctor is using now.
Okay, quickly before we go to Dr. Yambasu, Mr. Kabia, how far have you gone in sensitizing the consumers, those who you directly deal with?
What we are doing presently, we are working in cohort with the Sierra Leone Standards Bureau. The Sierra Leone Standards Bureau is taking the lead in calling meetings upon meetings, so that these traders, they are living in sectors, and those sectors have their leadership. And when the leadership is well educated in something, it trickles down, and that's what exactly Doc is doing now.
Okay, thank you very much. He is Ibrahim Kabia, and he is the Executive Director, Consumer Protection Agency. Continue to stay with us. We still have Dr. Yambasu with us in the studios, and he is from the National Registration. Yes. And now, Doctor, I was just asking about how tedious some of your processes might be, and that has led to many people just saying, okay, let me just give up on this and I can't continue. Even when the after effect of saying I'm not going to continue, we have to come back at the person, because I could recall I tried to do my to get my national ID, my ID card, because I attempted to change my name, my maiden name, to my married name, because I tried doing that. When I went for the ID card, they said my name has been flagged. And since then I just decided not to go again, because they asked me to go and come with my marriage certificate and all this funny stuff from before I could get my ID card. But I actually don't want to change my name. I want it to remain the way it is. I wonder how they got that name in the system, but I know it has been from me. But you have some people who might not understand what they explained to me the other day, that I could not get my identity card because of those funny stuff that they have noticed with my name, that an attempt was made to change my name from Bernard to Bernard Bundo. So because of that, they explained to me. But some people, even when I was at the center, some ladies came because they said, okay, you have to spell your own Fofana. Tell us how you spell your Fofana. And she does not even know what they were talking about. The lady just left. You have some people that might not get that patient to go through all these processes. That's why I'm asking how easy and how accessible. And again, you have some other people in the regions. You are talking about people that are in the village, no registration for those kind of deaths, but they are supposed to be registered. If only we want to move on as a nation, they are supposed to be registered. Do you have laws, or do you have bylaws that you're trying to put together so that you get people do it at all cost?
Yes. Let me start with the first concern raised with regards to the system making it to go back and forth. You see, the system is so robust in the sense it has its own checks and balances, that for you to actually make any change in the system, it's not really a straight jacket, no, because we want to make sure gone are those days where people can just come and change their name, change their birth certificate because of certain reasons. If you are born on this date, it remains just, it is what it is. You don't need to change. Name, of course, is something that you can change, but it also has its own processes. For example, you needed to change yours, right? Because of marriage. You are requested to bring along the certificate that support that. So these are the supporting documents I was just talking about. Right? You can't just walk into NCR to say, okay, my name was this, I want this. No, it has to be supported by some documentation. so that tomorrow, if anybody walks into the office, there can be that trail. Somebody should be able to audit, right, the work of what the current guys are doing.
So doctor, the issue is if I actually don't want to change my name, because if I want to start now, then it has a long process. I have to go to the immigration, my passport, I have to change my passport, I have to change even my university. So I just want to remain the name I have. But I think an attempt was made by me to change, and your system has that attempt already. So even when I went through my identification card, they were almost going to print it, and the man said, no, your name has been flagged.
That's the point. Because it means it may have been that, yes, you went there to effect the change, but then for some reason it was all done.
Yes.
The process started. So that's the point. So if it may not have been the same staff, maybe who handled your case the last time. It's not a different staff. So for that staff, something is wrong to this particular name. So you must go back to the drawing board to have that fixed.
Okay, so
that's really the issue. It's not that.
But now the point here is now somebody she did not have the intention to go change her name.
Okay.
And already. Well, it is his right, it is her right, I'm sorry, to change her name.
Yes.
Yeah? And she went there not to change her name. But already, she was told that, okay, it is fine. But what if she had gone there to change her name? What would have happened?
The process is the same.
Okay.
Now, you are called this, and you want to be called this. You must bring supporting document to show that this actually is your name. So that's the issue. It's not something difficult, because if you want to change your name, there are procedures. And of course, the officers working in that department will clearly tell you what it takes for whatever name you want to change, for example. You'll be told the necessary documents that you must take along with you. So it's just that people see it now as something so tedious to do.
Okay.
But it's not.
Well, Francis, quickly, Mr. Ambasu, Doctor, now, the vital statistics you've just published, apart from the deaths, divorce, marriage, there are other things that are supposed to also be captured, but in that in particular, data. Apart from, because you're also talking about events, vital events that have happened during, the period under review. I mean, 2024. Quickly, what are some of these events that you can remember now? Those events, very much vital ones that happened in 2024, apart from the divorce, the deaths, the marriages, as the case may be.
Well, the key ones are actually the birth and the death. But added to that, you have others as well, like marriages, for example. The birth takes you into the world, death exits you from the world. But between birth and death, you may engage in other events like marriage, or you can be adopted, divorced, or you have your marriage nullified, called nullities, for example. And these ones are backed by the court system. For example, you can't just walk into NCI to say, I want to divorce my husband, I want to divorce my wife. No, it's a process. You have to go through the court system. So once we receive the court order, then we register.
All right, quickly, you have some messages here before we go for our traffic update. And this first one is for the Standards Bureau. Standards Bureau needs to sensitize us, the traders, more on these cops. And January 6th is not a day I want to remember, but thank God we have peace now. We do not understand how to use these cops. Okay, more time should be given for the ID cards. The place is very chaotic right now. And the NCI made a mistake in my date of birth. Now they are giving me so much trouble to issue my ID card. Final one, Mr. Kabia does not protect the interest of consumers. Quickly, we go to these. Sheku, these are the comments coming from our viewers and listeners. So we start with Mr. Kabia, you are not protecting the consumers according to this text.
That is his or her opinion. Because for me to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, hustling on the traffic to come here without asking the consumers to pay for me, I pay from my own pocket voluntarily. I'm not receiving pay from government or any otherwise. It's a protection. That one alone is a protection. Much more to come here and talk for them.
Okay, we are talking for them. There is now a commission, that has been established by law, the Consumer Protection Commission. And I want to know, what's do you have any dealings with them? Because by the virtue of the fact that you've been in this thing in consumerism for over 3 decades, and now there is a commission, and Mr. Kabia is still alive. Do you have any dealings with the newly established Consumer Protection Commission?
Of course I have. I'm working in tandem with them.
Okay.
Because the more the merrier. You see, in consumerism, even if you just take water, it takes you 10-20 years to analyze and do a better work on water, let alone the entire something about consumerism. I'm working with them. The CEO is befriending me. We work together. He asks me questions that he doesn't understand. He is very docile, and he has the knack to even learn more, and he has learned a lot this short time he has come. I must commend him.
But do you sit on the board? Do you sit on the board of the commission?
No, I'm not a member of the board. The reason being that for now, I'm not being selected as a member of the board. Is that at any time you are in a board, the decisions they take within the board should always affect you, whether you agree or not. But for now, as a civil society activist, I can talk freely. I can condemn, I can praise, I can do anything.
Are we expecting Mr. Kabia to be appointed as one of the board members?
If it pleases the president. That's why they say it has pleased the president.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kabia. Continue to stay with us. Well, quickly to Mr. Yambasu, and you have some questions to answer, but I really think we should go for a traffic update with Abdul Kabia, and after which Dr. Yambasu will definitely talk to us.
As of 8 a.m. this morning, a noticeable lack of traffic is observed on Jomo Kenyatta Road and King Haman Road. This suggests that the holiday season may still be influencing travel patterns, with fewer vehicles than usual plying these major routes. Further evidence of this subdued morning commutes can be seen at the International School, which practically experiences significant congestion as parents drop off their children. This morning, however, the front of the school remains virtually empty, indicating a significantly reduced number of vehicles. This is a snapshot of the traffic pattern this morning along the Jomo Kenyatta and King Haman Road, respectively.
Many thanks to Abdul Kabia for that traffic update. Sheku.
Yes, Mr. Amasu has a lot of questions to answer too. Who are saying your processes are cumbersome.
Chaotic.
You go to NCIA office right now, long queues, delays in service delivery, as the case may be. How do you respond to that?
Well, first and foremost, I would like to say, the long queues that we observe as a result of people waiting, right, for
deadlines,
a press release to be out for you to come for your ID card. ID cards, the services are all over the country since 2021, 2022. So, and it's only now that people are rushing to have an ID card.
No, because you've given an ultimatum.
That's the point. So
now
you wait. So
what happens after the expiration of when the time elapses, for everyone to have his or hers, because now you've given reasons why people should have these ID cards.
Absolutely.
But now, because of this mad rush, a lot of concerns are coming up. How do you address long queues, delays in service delivery, or delays in issuance of ID cards?
The delay is as a result of the queue.
Okay.
Now, and the queue is as a result of people waiting for last minute. Okay? So this is really not born from NCRA. We are only now managing the situation because we are in the center of it. But honestly, people waited for the 11th hour. And that's the point.
And when is your deadline?
Well, registration is continuous. Even after deadline, we will still register people. It's a continuous process.
No, I mean the ID cards now.
The ID card is also continuous.
So there is no deadline?
No. Now, the deadline is for the provision of other services which might require you having an ID card, not the registration itself. The registration itself will continue even after this deadline, because that's the mandate. We will be seen providing these services over time. But then, if, for example, for your child to be enrolled in school, for example, requires that child to be registered, and you know you have to do that for that child to be registered. These are the limitations now.
Quickly, how do you hope to extend your offices in other parts of the country so people will not be moving? I will not be coming from.
Well, in terms of access, we now have every district to have an office. But we do realize as well that we need to go beyond the district level. We need to go reach out to the chiefdoms. But of course, it will not go unattended without having resources.
Okay,
right?
so we are limited by resources.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. You know, the year has just begun, and you have a lot of things to talk about in so far as vital
wish you all the best.
All the operations of it. In the first place, Happy New Year, which we did not say at the start of the program, but Happy New Year to NCRA. And also to Mr. Kabia from the Consumer Protection Agency.
Well, Happy New Year, but can I say this quickly?
The time is not
Can I say this quickly? Leon Rock has done very well for this room that I'm sitting now. I've seen some improvement.
Well, probably,
it goes to the
we are not advertising here.
I'm not advertising.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you so much, John Yamasu. I'm Director of Vital Statistics at National and Civil Registration Authority. Michael Kabia, Ibrahim Michael Kabia from the Consumer Protection Agency. And that is how we say goodbye. But let us remember that today is exactly 26 years since the invasion of this capital by the combined forces of the Armed Forces Revolutionary Council, FRC, and that of the area, which unleashed terror on innocent citizens of this country, of this capital. Many thanks to the entire production team, especially our producer William Wise, and everybody. I am Sheikh Usmail.
And Francis Bernard is my name. I'm wishing you a happy 2025. And quickly, a reminder of our quote of the day, which came from an ex-president of Burkina Faso, Captain Thomas Sankara, and it says, "We are not against progress, but we don't want progress that is chaotic and criminally neglects the right of others." Good morning. Sailing returns tomorrow. Have a lovely and wonderful day, and keep watching your public broadcaster, Slbc.
As a mother of the house, whenever I want to prepare palm soup, there's no need pounding palm fruit. All I need is Nkulenu's Ghana's original palm soup base. My soup is done, and its preparation, it is not difficult at all. Nkulenu palm soup base, it's easily done with no difficulties. Just take few ladles and your soup is done. And its flavor, it's amazing. This is Nkulenu's Ghana's original palm soup base. And this is Nkulenu's Ghana's original spiced palm soup base. Iron fruit and turkey berries are naturally added.
Also available brown gold natural cocoa powder, sunny gold brown sugar, neat fufu flour, shito, pisa, and moringa. All available at Nyami Ado Enterprise, 1 Lower Waterloo Street, Freetown.
Nkulenu palm soup base.
Ghanaian original taste.
A place cannot produce poems. It can only not prevent them. And Freetown is good at that, for Freetown has its own sudden elegances. People are slow to leave it, quick to return. And there are others who come for a year or two and stay for a lifetime, sensing that they found a city that is in the world, yet sufficiently on the edge of it to have a different resonance.
Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever.
Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change, we've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here. We've always listened, because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river, and the land, and the sky.
It's our place, all of us.
This city belongs to everyone.
And you know when it's your time.
And it's our time.
Listen, we are Freetown.
The golden rules of Freetown.
Don't pretend you're something that you're not.
Don't go thinking you're better than anyone else.
Or that anything.
Hello and welcome. This is Newsbeef and I am Cecilia Alice Cisse. Today marks 26 years of the January 6 invasion in 1999, when the Civil War officially arrived on the doorsteps of Freetown. Rebels invaded the city and began to torture, rape, amputate limbs, and massacre the city's residents. Sierra Leone's civil war originally broke out in 1991, but had been fought only in rural areas of the country. The rebels wanted to overthrow the All People's Congress government at the time. After weeks of fighting in Freetown, the rebels were driven out of Freetown by members of the Economic Community of West African States Monitoring Group, ECOMOG. The country's civil war, officially declared over in 2002, left at least 50,000 people dead and thousands more displaced. As this anniversary unfolds, others in Sierra Leone are reflecting on what happened. Frank Coker remembers going out to try to find food after being in his home for several days after the invasion. When I came out from my house, he said, I saw people carrying dead bodies around, taking them from one point to another. They, the government soldiers, could kill someone and say you are a rebel because everyone was panicking. There was no trust. Following engagement with the Inter-Religious Council and various stakeholders, including sections of the public, the Ministry of Health, in a press release, has proposed major amendments to the bill, including the safe termination of pregnancy, which can be allowed only in exceptional circumstances, right to access reproductive health services, informed consent for minors. According to the release, the bill also looked into women's rights in reproductive health, non-discrimination, and provide accountability. These amendments came as a result of the stance of the Inter-Religious Council for Sierra Leone and other religious bodies protesting against the bill, describing it as a law that promotes abortion in the country. Goes beyond free quality education to include improved healthcare delivery. The president made this clear while commissioning a new peripheral health unit and handing over of 3 ambulances to the people of Matrujong. The facility will offer healthcare services managed by the community health worker and senior nurses, ensuring more medical attention. Bond District Chairperson Isiatu Conte praised President Bill for his contributions to national development and assured residents of her own continued support for the President's vision. The Minister of Health, Dr. Austin Demby, highlighted the government's commitment to transforming local healthcare systems, noting that the PHU would provide quality healthcare services for the people of Matrujong and nearby communities. Away from that, also in news brief this morning, the Yelibrea Old Student Association has taken gender-based violence campaign to Yelibrea Island on Cambian District. The association utilized the 4 days of edutainment with activities like masquerade parade, outing, sports, and quiz competition to raise awareness on gender-based violence among the people on the island. The masquerade parade, showcasing the culture of people, was used to bring the residents of Yelibrea Island together to expose residents to the dangers of gender-based violence, whereas the quiz competition and sports meets were conducted for the current students and pupils of the island to know the dangers that are gender-based violence. Now, Muhammad Sise, the president of the Yelibrea Old Student Association, stated that the most important aspect of early child marriage, especially among young girls who are not ready to settle down after the enactment of that the most important aspect of the activities was to help combat gender-based violence and to stop early child marriage, especially among young girls who are not ready to settle down after the enactment of the Child Rights Act that prohibits child marriage. And that's the end of News Brief from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation in Freetown. Thanks for watching. I am Cecilia Ali Sise. Goodbye.
A place cannot produce poems. It can only not prevent them. And Freetown is good at that, for Freetown has its own sudden elegancies. People are slow to leave it, quick to return. And there are others who come for a year or two and stay for a lifetime, sensing that they found a city that is in the world, yet sufficiently on the edge of it to have a different resonance.
Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever.
Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change, we've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here, we've always listened, because there is a difference on the land, on the sky.
It's our place, all of us.
A place cannot produce poems. It can only not prevent them. And Freetown is good at that, for Freetown has its own sudden elegancies. People are slow to leave it, quick to return. And there are others who come for a year or two and stay for a lifetime, sensing that they found a city that is in the world, yet sufficiently on the edge of it to have a different resonance.
Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever.
Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change, we've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here, we've always listened, because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river, and the land, and the sky.
It's our place, all of us.
This city belongs to everyone.
And you know when it's your time.
And it's our time.
Listen, we are Freetown.
The golden rules of Freetown.
Don't pretend you're something that you're not.
Don't go thinking you're better than anyone else.
Or that anyone else is better than you.
Don't shout about it. Get on with it.
We are Freetown.
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 Yeah.
We found our voice again.
I'm from India and Freetown.
I'm from China and Freetown.
I'm from the UK and Freetown.
I am from Nigeria and Freetown.
I am from home and Freetown.
This city belongs to everyone.
The fishermen,
The taxi driver,
The barber,
the drummers, the dancers.
All of us.
All of us. Everybody. We are Freetown.
The past is ours.
the future is ours. It's our time again.
and this city belongs to everyone.
The playwright,
The greengrocer,
The teacher,
the dog.
This space is ours.
this light is ours.
the beaches are ours. The rivers now we own.
The roads are ours.
The bridges now we own.
We are Freetown.
We are all visitors and we've all been here forever.
We've got the mightiest river
And the biggest sky.
And there's a resonance again.
Freetown. Freetown.
We are proud of this place.
We love na pass we all dey pass like stranger dem, but we all don dare from there. Come here, and you'll feel it, that end of the line sense of freedom. Say yes to Freetown. Say yes to freedom. A place cannot produce poems. It can only not prevent them. And Freetown is good at that, for Freetown has its own sudden elegances. People are slow to leave it, quick to return. And there are others who come for a year or two and stay for a lifetime, sensing that they've found a city that is in the world, yet sufficiently on the edge of it to have a different resonance.
Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever.
Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change, we've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here, we've always listened, because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river, and the land, and the sky.
It's our place, all of us.
This city belongs to everyone.
And you know when it's your time.
And it's our time.
Listen, we are Freetown.
The golden rules of Freetown.
Don't pretend you're something that you're not.
Don't go thinking you're better than anyone else.
Or that anyone else is better than you.
Don't shout about it. Get on with it.
We are Freetown.
Freetown.
Freetown!
Yeah.
We found our voice again.
I'm from India and Freetown.
I'm from Kenema and Freetown.
I'm from the UK and Freetown.
I am from Nigeria and Freetown.
I am from home and Freetown. This city belongs to everyone.
The fishermen,
The taxi driver,
The barber,
the drummers, the dancers.
All of us.
All of us. Everybody. We are Freetown.
The past is ours.
the future is ours. It's our time again.
and this city belongs to everyone.
The playwright,
The greengrocer,
The teacher,
the dog.
This space is ours.
this light is ours.
the beaches are ours. The rivers now we own.
The roads are ours.
The bridges now we own.
We are Freetown.
We are all visitors and we've all been here forever.
We've got the mightiest river.
And the biggest sky.
And there's a resonance again.
Freetown. Freetown.
We are proud of this place.
We love this city.
And we want you to love it too.
We are proud of this place.
Na pass we all dey pass like stranger dem, but we all don dey from them. Come here and you'll feel it, that end of the line sense of freedom. Say yes to Freetown. Say yes to freedom. A place cannot produce poems. It can only not prevent them. And Freetown is good at that, for Freetown has its own sudden elegances. People are slow to leave it, quick to return. And there are others who come for a year or two and stay for a lifetime, sensing that they've found a city that is in the world, yet sufficiently on the edge of it to have a different resonance.
Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever.
Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change. We've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here. We've always listened, because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river, and the land, and the sky.
It's our place, all of us.
This city belongs to everyone.
And you know when it's your time.
And it's our time.
Listen, we are Freetown.
The golden rules of Freetown.
Don't pretend you're something that you're not.
Don't go thinking you're better than anyone else.
Or that anyone else is better than you.
Don't shout about it. Get on with it.
We are Freetown.
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 Yeah.
We found our voice again.
I'm from India and Freetown.
I'm from China and Freetown.
I'm from the UK and Freetown.
I am from Nigeria and Freetown.
I am from home and Freetown. This city belongs to everyone.
The fishermen,
The taxi driver,
The barber,
the drummers, the dancers,
All of us.
All of us. Everybody. We are Freetown.
The past is ours.
the future is ours. It's our time again.
and this city belongs to everyone.
The playwright,
The greengrocer,
The teacher,
the dog.
this space is ours.
this light is ours.
The beaches are ours.
the rivers now we own.
The roads are ours.
The bridges now we own.
We are Freetown.
We are all visitors and we've all been here forever.
We've got the mightiest river.
And the biggest sky.
And there's a resonance again.
Freetown. Freetown.
We are proud of this place.
We love this city.
And we want you to love it too.
We are proud of this place.
Na pass we all dey pass like stranger dem, but we all don dey from them.
Exactly a year ago, two of our colleagues, two of my friends, journalist Kurt Schork from Reuters and photographer Miguel Gil from AP, were killed in an ambush in Sierra Leone. And so it's deeply gratifying that the next award I can announce is to Soria Samora and CNN's Cry Freetown for their coverage of the war in Sierra Leone.
4 days later, rebels hit Freetown. On the 6th of January 1999, I was in this building with a friend. I came over to the window. I watched them shooting at houses. I knew it was dangerous, so I had to be careful. Because if they realized that I was filming them or the slightest movement on the curtain, they would have attacked this house killed me, not just probably me, but probably everyone in the house, and set the house on fire as well. So I had to be careful not to be noticed by them. The next 3 days were a defining moment for me. To film or not to film. I took my camera and left the relative safety of my refuge. I began to film openly, but to be safe, I had to pretend that I supported the rebels. I had to do a good job. If they suspected me, then I knew I would be killed.
And here to accept the Peabody for CNN Perspectives is reporter and photographer Sorius Samora.
I just want you to do something for me, please. I want you to check your diamonds. I want you to check your oil. I want you to check all those things that come from my continent, Africa. I want you all to find out if those things are not paid for in the price of blood, the blood of my people. Thank you very much.
His Excellency the President.
I see that you both already got together. That's really good. Sit down. Come back.
On behalf of my brothers, the RAF, and the leader for police and on behalf of the Sierra Leone Army, I must first of all thank you for your untiring effort in trying to facilitate this meeting and in trying to bring peace to our country. And I must say God will bless you for all what you've done, and God will make you one of the best leaders in Africa. And I also want to thank all the officials that have been working very hard with you to make sure we're at this stage. And we are sure with your efforts and that of your naval lieutenants, we are going to have lasting peace in our country. As the leader has just said just now, I don't think there are much problems. The only thing that I noticed that have happened was that misinformation. you win. But once we've met, and today is the first time I've ever met with him, and I'm sure everything will be sorted out. We are brothers, and we are working towards the same goal, and we are working towards the enhancement of peace in our country, and all of us want the country to go forward, and everybody, I'm sure, is tired of fighting. I don't think there is anyone who is thinking about fighting again. So I must say thank you very much. Thank you.
Maybe if you're free on tomorrow, I think you wanted to go to see my farm. I think you should. You have to stop by his, stop by his farm too.
We'll be grateful. You remember the farm in Konola?
Yeah.
You should go and see it.
Good.
Yeah. I'll tell you probably what we could do. What's tomorrow, Friday?
Yes, sir. Tomorrow's Friday.
Oh, okay. I'm through myself. Maybe we could do a little barbecue on the farm. And roast a chicken or something.
I was on a pig up. Roast a pig. You put it on eat pork. That's the eat pork.
You can eat anything.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Listen to your era as Vice President, you have a big show. Right now, everybody is opposed. And then the crux of the problem, because the whole pressure now is on Liberia. Where are we? You say, okay, Liberia has been accused of helping the resistance movement in Sierra Leone. God forbid, and then God forbid, if anything goes wrong from here, they say, well, we told you. And that it's in Liberia, they planned this whole thing, they took the people, and they went in, and here you are. Anything that they do now. So you have to help me and help Blaze and other people to continue to help you.
But up with a celebration, the depression of the mind is not there, we're not doing nothing. People get negative thinking, corruption. People want money, people want position, people want, they forget about the national issue. They forget about Sierra Leone, how for liberate Sierra Leone, how for come together, go begin it tomorrow. They will meet a good strong foundation. People don't think about it. Now I mean for the Sankwali. You will don't thief diamonds, you will don't thief money, we don't care about that. I don't want anybody tell me nothing. I'll be left for the diamond. I for asking for diamond. I don't want to. So what I'm saying here, we are going to Freetown. Tell the people of you, the People's Work Council Chairman of FORAC. Tell the people, the civilian populace, the call a people Congress. I want to nominate ministers, all predecessors, including all SLA, equal. Is hearing? I don't have a problem.
to the
You don't get inaugurated. For the first time in our country's history, as a woman, and Africa is represented here so fully. I think there's too many years of being through too many kinds of experiences. After a while, you get hardened, and you take it all in stride, the good and the bad. I think it'll be more international today.
Okay, I want you to look this way.
And there'll be more women.
Wait.
This is Star News Bulletin with me, Comfort Whitfield. Today, thousands of Liberians crowded the streets of Monrovia to get a glimpse of the country's new president-elect, the so-called Iron Lady, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Sirleaf, who will be sworn into office this afternoon as Africa's first elected female president, has vowed to turn Liberia around after 14 years of civil crisis.
A place cannot produce poems. It can only not prevent them. And Freetown is good at that, for Freetown has its own sudden elegances. People are slow to leave it, quick to return. And there are others who come for a year or two and stay for a lifetime, sensing that they've found a city that is in the world, yet sufficiently on the edge of it to have a different resonance.
Let me tell you something about this city. All of us, we're all just passing through, and we've all been here forever.
Those who came, those who stayed, those who never returned. Tides turn, seasons change, we've waited and we've watched. But we've always been here, we've always listened, because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river and the land.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, in the space of few days, I would say, the country will come back to relative calm. Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
For the country to return to normal and to what it was 10, 20 years ago.